Data from the National Bureau of Statistics shows that transportation costs increased by 98% in 1 month. President of National Onion Producers, Processors, Marketers Association of Nigeria says Nigeria lost 2.4 billion naira to Niger crisis. Plus, on the energy market, Brent trades at $85.74. Energy watchers say oil prices are higher right now because of summer demand. This is Business Express reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Musa Abubakar, your guide. Well, let's bring you up to speed with business development. The National Bureau of Statistics revealed that the average transportation fare within Nigerian cities surged 98% from 649 naira 59 kobo in May 2023 to 1,285 naira 41 kobo in June 2023. This hike in cost is attributed to the rise in the pump price of premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol. The data shows that the average fare paid by commuters for intercity bus journeys per drop sold to 5,686 naira 49 kobo in June 2023, marking a notable 42.09% increase when compared to the 4,002 naira 16 kobo recorded in May 2023. The average fare paid by commuters for bus journeys within a city per drop increased by 97.88% from 649 naira 59 kobo in May 2023 to 1,285 naira 41 kobo in June 2023. On a year-on-year basis, it rose by 120.63% from 582 naira 61 kobo in June 2022. Now, the effect of closure. Let's go to the effect of closure. Traders and merchants in West Africa have decried the impact of sanctions on Niger and how it is affecting movement of goods and services in the Sahel region. Owing to this, Nigeria is said to be losing more than 10 billion naira weekly due to the sanctions. Details with Musa Aliu.
It has been estimated that Nigeria is losing about 13 billion naira worth of business and trade as a result of sanctions imposed on Niger Republic. 7 states of Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, Sokoto, Jigawa, Yobe and Borno share border and are involved in daily trade and business with Niger worth billions of naira. Chairman Arewa Economic Forum Ibrahim Yahaya Dakata in a press conference says trade between Niger and Nigeria is mostly informal, especially in perishable goods, food items and livestock worth 177 billion naira.
As at last year, I think the formal trade recorded between Nigeria and Niger is about 171 billion. But one thing, just like Nigeria, Niger has a large part of its trade informal, not formalized, so it's not captured. And that estimate of the informal trade is more than 515 billion naira. And this informal trade is mostly in perishable commodities. I'm talking about agricultural commodities, onions, livestock.
All these businesses have been suspended as the border closed and movement of goods and services restricted. The Arewa Economic Forum therefore says the economic consequences of the closure is becoming unbearable for traders, with negative impacts on the social well-being of the people. The forum says since the closure of the border, about 2,000 containers laden with perishable and non-perishable goods have been trapped and cannot be cleared due to the closure.
We are appealing for the federal government and the national security advisor to intervene for the other alternative that we are looking for the solution. Things are going worse for us now, more especially with the people of the entirely north. We are talking about north in general. We don't have any access to cross our consignment for now, unless we now carry our consignment down to Semi, which is not proper for us. For us to carry that consignment to Semi, it's going to cause us a damage because our container has come on transit.
To this end, the Arewa Economic Forum is appealing to the federal government to consider the reopening of Ilo border, which shares boundary with Benin Republic through Kebbi State. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
Well, thank you, Musa Aliyu, for that report. Recently, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a bid to reposition tax collection and remittances and strengthen the ongoing tax reforms, inaugurated the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms. On the program today, we are turning our attention to tax and fiscal reforms. Our guest is Philip Orji, a tax analyst and the founder of Association of Concerned Citizens of Nigeria on Revenue and Economy. He's also the author of the bill seeking for the establishment of the National Inspector General for Tax Crimes Commission. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Orji.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's delve into it. How do you see the initiative of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, and what task lies ahead for the committee in terms of tax reforms?
Thank you very much again, Mala Musa. Good afternoon. I am very glad when the president made the inauguration. It was well timely. The president, we are happy to have in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's a former senator, a former governor, and now the president of the country. It gives him enough space or room to know what to do at what point of time. The inauguration of this Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, the people involved, I mean the number of people he inaugurated, about 38 of them. The chairman in person is what those who don't know him, but I believe the name, but everybody knew. Professor Taiwo Edele is a tax expert that is not just known in Africa, it's an international figure. He's a round peg. Okay, he's a round peg in a round hole. Okay. Let me just answer it that way. Okay. So it's a good one.
Yeah. So what tax do you think lies ahead of this particular committee? Because right now what we need is more revenue and to get more people into the tax net.
Yes, I love that question. Thank you. What I'm trying to say is that when you mentioned Professor Taiwo Edele, you are saying tax. Ordinarily, that is his name. This is a person I know. If they must do the right thing, because I know he's not a politician. This is the time the life of those who are technocrats come to play. Remember, there was this group. Like I said, the president is somebody I know. He loved a teamwork. A student was even involved in this particular committee. The tax matter is not a matter of one section of people. The student that's made to have their president on tax matters, one young girl in a level 400 in the university, shows what I've been saying wherever I go. I said, this tax something, we even make it to come to our local languages. People are involved. Even a baby of 1 year is paying tax in Nigeria. So there must be something that will show that all of us are committed to get this thing working. And I've been saying it, I continue to say it. This bill I'm talking about in the National Assembly is one of the things they must do. Okay. Because National Inspector General for Tax Crime Commission is talking about transparency in tax.
But before we get to that
point,
just what aspects do you think they need to actually look into, the committee needs to look into? We have actually mentioned widening the tax net, and there's also tax transparency and other things. What do you think they should look at?
What they have mentioned already, which is one of the things they must outline in the next 30 days, the 30 days have started counting for some days now, was that, look, that committee, I am confident in them because what they mentioned is what we have been asking for. Streamlining the tax collection to federal inland revenue is the first move they made, and I love that. Not so many agencies collecting tax. You cannot be able to set up an efficient data with such type of vast level of collection of taxes, which they have mentioned, and I think they will come up with that. After that, this is what I'm trying to say. When you make it to come to the point of federal inland revenue, which might, the name is likely to be changed. It's not federal government that owned that tax. It was Nigerian people. So I have heard, which is not yet signed into law, that federal inland revenue should be renamed or maybe named Nigerian Revenue Service. It's Nigerian people that own this particular money. So if you make it, streamline it the way they were saying, it means that if National Inspector General for Tax Crime Commission come on board, it will be able to monitor. Look, some of this money we are talking about, you will see that the money that is captured to come to federal coffer, or call it to federal government account, maybe 15 or 20%. Not that there was no money, but you will see that the money that is not off the track.
The issue of
it means that no transparent.
The issue of fiscal policy reform. Which areas do you think they should look into?
I didn't hear you well.
As in the it's a tax reform and fiscal policy committee.
Yeah.
So which areas do you think they should look into when it comes to fiscal policy?
A fiscal policy is something to do with the National Assembly, like the Mr. President said. He made the statement, he said, the National Assembly should be committed to make this thing work because it will amount to nothing after their recommendations. If these things are not signed into law, you will barely not do anything we're asking me here. It must first of all go to National Assembly, whatever framework they make, it have to come into law. And remember that we are still operating in the 1939 law of the Nigerian Federal Inland Revenue Service. How can you use that in today's electronic service delivery, ESD?
Okay, now the committee you said has taken their assignment and they've started working on their assignment. In what areas do you think you are as part of concerned citizen that has to do with revenue and taxation? Which areas do you think you can partner and make this thing work for the country?
Yeah, I think they have communicated me, and I'm glad about that. I was lucky. They called me and said they are going to make a presentation in our committee, but until we start to engage with stakeholders, it's not a matter of belonging to the committee. They know it's going to be people-oriented operation, because if you don't involve the public, you are not doing it. So I'm waiting for their invitation, but for now, I know with the type of caliber I saw, remember they have the World Bank representative, they have the IMF representative, they have, in fact, the foreign observers up to 4. It shows that our economic crisis, we have economic crisis, not just problem. We said dwindling economy. This is no longer dwindling economy. It was crisis, and the way what I saw give me hope, a renewed hope. Like Mr. President said, it's a hope that things are going to get better. I'm guaranteeing that to Nigerians. If they sign our bill into law, which I know with what I'm seeing, they are going to tell the Senate to sign that bill into law. For over 1 year now, the thing is in third reading. They are yet to sign it into law, but all things being equal, it's okay. It's better.
Many companies somehow decrying how difficult it is to ensure profitability. That's why the exchange rate. How can they pay tax when they are not making enough? And what should the committee suggest to help companies be interested in investing in the country?
That's what I'm saying. Look, people say people don't pay tax or that. Even I was surprised. I was watching one television, I will not mention name, and somebody was complaining that people are crying of no money and President Tinubu is bringing tax to come and tax people again and kill them. It's not true. It's surely not true.
But again, you know, the focus is now to generate the much we can and invest in crucial sectors of the economy so that we can have economic activities for growth and development. So I don't know. The bill, now you said the bill is in what?
Third reading.
Third reading.
Yes.
So how fast do we expect the bill? Just a brief one. Just brief.
The bill, I know, my thinking was that because the ministerialists come and stop every other thing process, so they have to go for recess. They are going to pass the bill into law when they come back because they know that we are talking about transparency to be able to return to federal to National Assembly. You can't keep Nigeria in the dark. Look, we generate money, but there's no accountability. Take it to the bank. And I don't want people to see it as if I'm indicting a particular people. We have a system failure, not a corruption. People call it corruption. I don't agree with that type of language. The truth is that it was a problem we have is a policy matters, and nobody will call it. If you leave it porous, you don't blame anybody that went and touched that such type of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Oju Philip Oji. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us. Oil prices declined more than 1% on Monday as concerns about China's faltering economic recovery and a stronger dollar weigh against 7 weeks of gains on tightening supply from OPEC plus output cuts. Brent crude futures fell $1.07 or 1.2% to $85.74 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was at $82.12 a barrel, down 1.3%. Prices retreated as the U.S. dollar index extended gains after a slightly bigger increase in U.S. producer prices in July lifted Treasury yields despite expectations. The Federal Reserve is at the end of hiking interest rates. Experts say oil prices still remain high right now because of summer demand. And now still on commodities, let's see prices of oil and other commodities on the global market. Audience producers, processors, and marketers have lost about 3 billion naira worth of the export product due to the military action in Niger Republic in the past 2 weeks. Dalhatu Abdullahi has the report.
Sokoto State is believed to be the largest producer of onions and garlic, as the produce are cultivated in large commercial quantities. Significant percentage of the produce are exported to other African countries and beyond through Benin and Niger Republic international borders. The National Association of Onion Producers, Processors and Marketers said it is experiences losses due to military action in Niger Republic, which precipitated the closure of the Nigerian border on the directives of ECOWAS. The association said currently it has 85 trucks load of onions held at Cotonou border in Benin Republic and 25 trucks load of the produce held in Niger Republic.
For about 2 weeks, it's still withheld. And most of the onion is from Gada local government, from Goronyo, from Nigeria, from Kano.
The quantity of the onions held is put at 35,200 bags, and the damages is put at about 3 billion naira.
From our own point of view in the north, it's about 1,232,000,000 naira. What value of onion has been wasted?
The association is seeking the intervention of the African Association of Onion Producers, Processors and Marketers and the ECOWAS for diplomatic peaceful resolution as against military action on the issues of Niger Republic.
About billions of naira worth of onion that is being lost in the neighboring countries.
In Sokoto, Alhatu Abdullahi.
Now look at the equities market in Nigeria, which ended last week on a slight positive note. But Mandakok has a summary.
Investors on the Nigerian Stock Exchange saw marginal gains in the week ended 11th August 2023. The NGX All-Share Index appreciated by 0.20% to close the week at 65,325.37 basis points. Market capitalization also increased to 35.572 trillion naira. A total turnover of 1.7 billion shares worth 25 billion naira in 30,652 deals exchanged hands by investors in the week. All other indices finished higher with the exception of NGX Main Board, NGX AfriDiv Yield, Merry Growth, Consumer Goods, Oil and Gas, Lotus 2 and Industrial Goods indices which depreciated while the NGX ASM Index closed flat. The financial services industry led the activity chart with 1.2 billion shares valued at 12.6 billion naira traded in 13,398 deals. The conglomerates industry was next on the chart, while the third place was occupied by the ICT industry. Trading in the top three equities, Sterling Financial Holdings Company, FBN Holdings, and Universal Insurance, also measured by volume, accounted for 518.8 million shares worth 3.9 billion naira in 1,901 deals. A summary of price changes shows that 41 equities appreciated in price in the week, 44 equities depreciated in price, while 70 equities remained unchanged.
Well, let's now move to the global stock markets. In the Asia-Pacific, markets fell on Monday, led by Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index. The index tumbled almost 2%, dragged by basic materials and consumer cyclical stocks. Mainland Chinese stocks were also there. Well, let's join Indeka Oko, who is standing by with details of global markets. Indeka, what's happening in the stock markets globally? Tell us.
Hello and welcome to the global stock market update. Asia-Pacific markets fell on Monday, led by Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index. The index tumbled almost 2%, dragged by basic materials and consumer clinical stocks. Mainland Chinese stocks were also all in negative territory, with the Shanghai Composite down 0.34% and Japan's Nikkei 225 dropped 1.27%, while the Hang Seng Index was also down by 0.34%. European stock markets were cautiously positive in early trade this Monday after a downbeat string of sessions last week. The DAX in Germany was up 0.59%, with the French CAC also up 0.38%, while UK FTSE was in negative territory. U.S. stock futures rose slightly Monday as Wall Street looked to shake off a rough start to August. The Dow Jones Industrial Average futures advanced 65 points. S&P 500 also climbed 0.2%, while those for the Nasdaq 100 gained 0.39%. And back home, stocks in Africa were mostly in red in early trade, with South Africa's JSE Africa Top 40 leading declines at 0.29%, while Tunisia's Stone Index was the relative outperformer as it rose 0.16%. And that's Global Market Review. It's back to you, Musa.
Thank you, Neka, for that quick look at the global markets. Well, that's where we end Business Express. Business Express returned Tuesday by 9:30 a.m. Have a beautiful day.